Any sport that has two sides facing usually needs a referee to make decisions. Their job is to keep the game as sane as possible. But the world of football has seen some games controversially decided by referees. Here are 10 of the most controversial referee decisions of all time. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. In the UEFA Champions League semi-final of 2009, Chelsea and Barcelona faced off in what would become one of the most controversial matches in football history. Tom Ovrobo, the referee, made several decisions that heavily influenced the game. Chelsea fans and many football pundits argue that the London club was denied up to 4 penalties. The match was rife with contentious moments, including unwarranted bookings and overlooked fouls. Ovrobo's officiating that night was so disputed that it significantly impacted his refereeing career. As he later admitted, the match cost him his career. This game remains etched in the memories of football fans, particularly those of Chelsea, as a symbol of grievous refereeing errors. Another contentious moment unfolded during the semi-final between England and Denmark. Raheem drove into the Danish 18-yard box and fell to the ground, leading the referee to immediately award a penalty. This decision was met with widespread disbelief as replay showed no clear contact from the Danish defender, Joachim Mæhle. Even after consulting the video assistant referees, the referee stood by his decision, choosing not to review the incident on the pitch side monitor. This controversial penalty was crucial in England's victory, as Harry Kane scored from the rebound after Danish goalie Kasper Schmeichel saved his initial penalty. The 2010 World Cup saw another glaring referee error during the England-Germany match. Frank Lampard struck a fine shot from outside the box, which hit the crossbar and clearly crossed the goal line. Somehow, the referee and his assistants failed to see this, and the goal was not awarded. This incident, famously known as Lampard's ghost goal, was pivotal in the match's outcome and highlighted the dire need for goal line technology in football. The shock and confusion that followed this decision was felt worldwide, as it was a clear goal seen by everyone except the match officials. This mistake not only influenced the game's results, but also played a significant role in the introduction of goal line technology in football. In the notorious Robert Hoyzer scandal, the integrity of football officiating came under severe scrutiny. Hoyzer, a German referee, was embroiled in a corruption case that shook the foundations of the sport. During a German Cup between Paderborn and Hamburg, his decisions raised more than a few eyebrows. Paderborn were noticeably the underdogs, and they were trailing by 2 goals when Hoyzer suddenly awarded them 2 penalties that seemed to defy logic. Further tipping the scales, he sent off a Hamburg player, tipping the match heavily in Paderborn's favour. The shock and disbelief were palpable, but the real bombshell dropped when it was revealed that Hoyzer had accepted a bribe of £46,000 and a television to ensure Paderborn's victory. His actions tainted the match and cast a long shadow over the sport's credibility. Found guilty, Hoyzer faced the consequences of his own actions with a prison sentence, marking a dark chapter in football history. France faced Ireland in a crucial World Cup qualifying game in 2009. With France trailing and their World Cup hopes hanging in the balance, Theirry Henry became the centre of a storm. In the 102nd minute, as the ball seemed destined to go out of play, Henry used his hand to control it before setting up William Gallas for the crucial goal. The referee's decision to allow the goal stood, despite it being a clear handball, an oversight that effectively dashed Ireland's hopes of qualifying for the 2010 World Cup. The incident sparked an uproar, with the Irish team and its supporters feeling aggrieved by the injustice of the decision. The AFCON 2000 final between Nigeria and Cameroon was another instance where a referee decision had a monumental impact. Held at the National Stadium in Lagos, the match was a nerve-wracking spectacle that went to penalties after a 2-2 draw in extra time. The controversy erupted when Nigerian player Victor Ikpepa took his penalty. Despite the ball clearly crossing the line, referee Morodami shockingly counted it as a miss. This decision was not just a blip in the game, it cost Nigeria the trophy, inciting riots in Lagos and leaving a bitter taste in the mouths of football fans who witnessed the blunder. The 2019 UEFA Champions League quarter-final between Tottenham and Manchester City will be remembered for its VAR controversies. First, there was Fernando Llorente's goal for Tottenham. City players were convinced Llorente had used his hand to control the ball, but after reviewing the pitch side monitor, the referee upheld the goal. The drama peaked in the additional time of the second half when Raheem netted what seemed like the equaliser for Manchester City, setting off celebrations among players and fans alike. The joy was short-lived as VAR intervened, ruling the goal offside. This decision not only snuffed out City's hopes of progressing, but also underscored the influential and sometimes contentious role of VAR in modern football. During the 1978 World Cup group stage between Brazil and Sweden, Clive Thomas made a decision that still shocks the football world today. In the dying moments of the game, with the score tied at 1-1, Brazil was awarded a corner kick. As the ball went into the box, Thomas blew the final whistle. An action considered highly unusual and controversial. The timing was impeccable, or rather disastrously so, as Zico headed the ball into the net. However, the goal was disallowed, as the whistle had already signalled the end of the match. This premature ending robbed Brazil of a potential victory and stunned the football world, leaving fans and players alike in disbelief. In another bizarre twist of football fate, Stefan Kiessling's goal for Bayer Leverkusen against Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga became a talking point for an entirely different reason. Kiessling's header appeared to go wide, but the ball sneaked through a hole in the side netting of the goal. Incredulously, the goal was awarded, much to the dismay of Hoffenheim players and fans. The incident highlighted the limitations of match officials in spotting such rare occurrences, and sparked debates about the need for technological aids in football. Perhaps the most infamous of all, Diego Maradona's hand of God goal during the 1986 World Cup quarter-final match against England stands out. In a moment recounted severely in football lore, Maradona leapt alongside England goalkeeper Peter Shilton and used his hand to punch the ball into the net. The referee, missing the handball, allowed the goal. This incident, combined with Maradona's subsequent goal of the century in the same match, pushed Argentina towards eventual World Cup glory, while leaving a permanent mark on the history of the game due to its contentious nature. There you have it. These seemingly little decisions have cost many clubs and countries trophies, and sometimes it has cost the referees their careers. For more videos like this, subscribe to this channel and tap the notification button to know when we drop more amazing videos.